Yes, people. So sorry for the delay. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the European football show. Because I ain't calling it the Premier League show no more. I ain't calling it the Prem show no more. It's just a quick recap of what happened on the weekend. But welcome back to the European football show. United, Bilbao, Arsenal, PSG. Seasons on the line for us. Well, I still say season on the line because you still have to get through 90 minutes of the second leg. You just don't know what could happen, right? Arsenal down to PSG, but so soon to come back. And tonight we've got Inter Barca, and then the other side got them spuds against Bodo Glimt. But I've got with me Josh. Welcome back to the channel as always, man. And yeah, how you doing, man? And let's get started.
Well, me personally, or me football-wise, because personally I'm doing quite well. I'm handing in my assignments on time at the minute, and I'm trying my best to prepare for exams, so it's going decently at the minute. But in terms of the football, man, couldn't have been worse preparation for the second leg. That Bournemouth game was an absolute shambles, but we'll get into it later. And I hope you're doing well as well, and I hope whoever is watching, subscribe.
The word of the day was calamity for me. The word of today was calamity, and if any NBA fans know, you know what happened this morning. My boss is not going to get into it anymore. But for Arsenal, it's also a calamity. So, but yeah, like I said, people, as always, it's always important when you're entering the building, is to smash the like button and subscribe. It helps out with the channel, helps out with the algorithm. We would like to get to a new milestone soon. One sub away from 225, so we can get there by the end of today. That'd be nice. But where do you want to start? Obviously, it's like there's so many we can go to. I mean, we can start with Inter Barca. I mean, that's the game that's happening today. Um, Inter Barca will be the first game we can talk about. Actually, you can start.
Thank you very much, Akavan. Obviously, we reviewed the first leg in our last football stream. What an amazing game that was. Obviously, I am called the average Prem-tard, so my knowledge in other leagues is pretty limited at the minute. But I think as it stands, Barcelona are 4 points clear of La Liga. Inter Milan are 3 points behind Napoli. So both sides fighting for their respective league titles as well. You know what? It's going to be a fantastic game at the San Siro. We all remember what happened the last time both sides played each other in the Champions League semi-final. It was Mourinho's audition for his managerial appointment at the Santiago Bernabeu, and it would not surprise me if Inter got through on this occasion as well. But at the same time, Barcelona hunting for a quadruple. It's going to be a great matchup tonight, and I'm very excited. There's less than an hour and 20 minutes before the game starts, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll let you have your say.
In terms of like you said, both teams are fighting for their respective leagues. It's going to be a tricky game. Like I said, last week was a thriller, like 3-3. Like who would have thought? Like you know what, both teams would be going for it from the get go. Actually, to be honest with you, that's not a surprise. But the way the game panned out, Inter going 2-0 up, Barca coming back from 2-0 down to go 2-2, and then Inter hitting back 3-2, and then Barca scoring again. That just tells you that these two clubs are going to go for it yet again today. But I think it might be a different atmosphere in Milan. I think the Inter fans are going to be. I think it'll be much better than the Barcelona atmosphere. I'll be honest with you, because I think obviously you know how the San Siro is like. You know how,
we know what Italians are like.
Or let's call it the Giuseppe Meazza, because obviously that's what Inter fans would call it. They wouldn't call it the San Siro. They don't call it that. They call it Giuseppe Meazza. But then again, like the Inter atmosphere, you already know how it's like. It is hostile.
Arsenal visited the San Siro earlier this season. We fell to a defeat. The atmosphere was deafening.
Since that PSG has been your only loss in the Champions League.
Dodgy penalty as well, but that's
yeah, we all,
nothing to do with anything. No.
We always have dodgy penalties going against us, whatever it is. But it's gonna be a good game. Hopefully, it'll be a good game. But I think Inter getting Lautaro Martinez back in training. I'm not sure if he played last week. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, he did play. He did play.
But apparently, he returned to training today. I don't know if he played on the weekend. But Inter, they need to win their league. They need to win Serie A. They're 3 points off Napoli. Scott McTominay is Napoli, right? They need to win this. They need to win this Serie A. I hope they don't, because obviously as an AC Milan purpose, I ain't having them win it. But hey, listen. At the end of the day, it's gonna be a very interesting matchup with Lamine Yamal. Obviously, like we all know how talented the kid is. We've got Rafinha, Ballon d'Or Ballon d'Or worthy. Like he's been on a Ballon d'Or worthy season. In my opinion, he has to get it.
Yes.
I think he's definitely up there. You could maybe go with even Lewandowski at this age. I know Lewandowski might not play. I don't know if he will play, but if he does play, like the guy at level I say 36 years old now, 37 years old now, and he's still bagging goals like this. It just tells you that age in football is just a number. Like literally, bro, we can talk
in football. Crucial distinction.
Yeah, I did mention in football. But yeah, no, Luka Modric is 38 years old, 39 years old now. Like he's still playing at the highest level for Real Madrid. It just tells you everything you need to know. Zlatan played till when he was 40. Ronaldo's still playing, even though he's not playing in the top league. He's still going. Messi is still going. You know, like I said, even Thiago Silva. I give credit to Thiago Silva, but it is what it is. Like
Luis Suarez.
Bro, Luis Suarez, but I think he's retired as well. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's going to retire. He's going to retire, I think.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Potentially, I think he might retire. We're still playing for Inter Miami right now, but I don't know what happens at the end of this year. But then again, like I said, Sergio Busquets. I'm still going to give shout outs as I go. Sergio Busquets still going strong. Like Xavi played till near 40. Who else am I going to say that? Rivaldo played till near 40. You know, but this is what I'm trying to say. Like footballers don't always look at age as a factor of decline. They look at how injuries impact the game, and injuries.
FIFA ruins a generation of football viewers. You've got to be honest. I don't know if you ever played FIFA, but the whole once you hit 30, your stats start declining like career mode.
Yep, they have facts.
I admit that took a toll on me as well, because I was so surprised to see Ronaldo come into the Premier League at 36, maybe even 38. But it's like you said earlier, in terms of football, age doesn't matter. In terms of football, like I said.
Yeah, cool.
But at the end of the day, if you've got it, you've got it. It's the same thing. Like you see what Yamal's doing week in, week out for Barcelona. If you're good enough, you're old enough.
But yeah,
if you're good enough, you're old enough.
No, of course. But anyway, talking about this game, right? Like I said, we've just witnessed a football match of a lifetime. If one of these teams going to win it, Inter or Barca, they'll look back at this match and be like, that's a match of a lifetime. And today, do you know what? I won't be surprised if it's another 3-3. I really, really would not be surprised if it's another 3-3. Because that's how good both teams are, and that's how good both teams match up. Because like I say, Inter, they're so well balanced. You've got, DeMarco, Bastoni, you've got Acerbi still playing, for them. They've got Dumfries, bro, Barella in midfield, bro, Lautaro up top. Yeah, like I said, Inter are so well balanced. Barca, talent all across the pitch, talent all across the pitch. Like you've got Lamine Yamal, Pau Cubarsí, you've got Pedri, Gavi, you've got La Masia everywhere. Like people don't realize this, but Barcelona, I think, are the youngest. Well, not the youngest, but they've got the most academy players playing in the starting 11 right now. Do you know what? Give credit to Barcelona, because you wouldn't think a team of young players like that, or a team of very inexperienced players, could go into such a massive football club, and with a top manager like Hansi Flick, can just do so well. Like could just come in and not just make an impact, but for themselves, just elevate their own game to another level. Like now we're talking about Pau Cubarsí being a potential world-class defender, and he's not even been in the team for a year or something. He's joined the team like not so long ago. And look, it's just
If you're good enough, you're old enough.
no, it is. It's true, but it just tells you everything you need to know. Like with a competent manager, you can build such a good team with academy players. So yeah, no, I'm not really surprised. My guy Jack is here. Obviously, big up Jack. And you already know who's here. We've got the
Cheers, Jack.
and all right, Prime. I will send you the link, my G. I will send you the link. But anyway, sorry. You want to continue from what I said? And you want to?
I'll continue from what you said. Hey, I mean, we've established before that if you're good enough, you're old enough, and whatnot. In terms of football, like we say, I think we all know how good La Masia is in terms of an academy. I mean, we've seen it for donkey's years, ever since Johan Cruyff. I think when he was Barcelona manager, he has a massive say in how the youth facilities are renovated and whatnot. So I don't think it's any great surprise. Barcelona, you can argue it's in their DNA. And if they do deliver their 6th Champions League, they're going to be heroes before they turn 18. I mean, I think that just displays how talented they are. They've already got the mentality to do it when it matters most. Well, for the most part, it matters most tonight now. Will they deliver? I think they will. If you want me to give a score prediction, but it's a really tough one to call. I'd say it goes all the way to penalties, and that's all I can say. I don't know what your prediction would be, but that would be mine.
Do you want to wait for Prime to hop on, then we get our predictions for that game?
Yeah, okay.
Quickly talk about the game on the weekend, if you'd like to. Obviously, I know it's not your bread and butter to talk about this game, but you can take it away if you like.
What game are you referring to? The Arsenal game?
The Arsenal game, yeah. Just a quick.
Oh, blimey. Prime. Prime. Akavin. I've said for donkey's years, well, for donkey's weeks, I guess you could say, on this particular stream, on this particular channel, but I don't care whether we finish 2nd or 5th. I mean, I think the difference in prize money between 2nd and 5th is only about £10 million anyway. At the end of the day, if you qualify for the same competition without winning the league, I mean, you've essentially finished in the same position regardless. Sorry for the rustling in the background.
No.
All right, sweet. Sorry. So I was getting distracted. In terms of the Arsenal game, I mean, I told you we'd lose. When we did our predictions, I told you we'd lose. Although I predicted 2-0. Ødegaard, he makes one decent pass in 90 minutes. The rest of the time, he's running around like a little duck. I did agree with having obviously, hindsight's 2020. Before the game, I would have selected what Mikel Arteta selected for the most part. Obviously, Timber couldn't make it and whatnot. But I didn't have any issues with him going strong. What I didn't expect him to do, however, was leave the likes of Saka and Martinelli on for about 87 odd minutes, not give Nwaneri any playtime whatsoever until the final 5 minutes, and keep Ødegaard on for the 90 minutes again, vindicating his shit performances with another 90 minutes in the bag. What's going on? And there was a lot of debate about the winning goal. Did it come off his elbow? Yes, it did. But at the end of the day, who the fuck cares? Like, genuinely, who cares? I mean, we've been out of this title race since January. I would argue November if we want to get really pessimistic. But before that game on Saturday, Bournemouth travelled to the Emirates 7 times in the league, in the Premier League, since their promotion in 2015. They lost all 7 games until Saturday.
Yeah.
So even when you isolate the result, even when you don't add in the context of the fact we're in the Champions League semi-final and the fact that the league was gone for a long time, it's still a pathetic result on paper. It's still a shambolic result on paper. Declan Rice good performance. That was about it, really. I mean, Bournemouth, they should have won that by about 3 or 4. Evan Nilsson has a really presentable chance at the beginning, which he cocks up. That Howson defender, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Brilliant header to get it in. But I think we have to question Raya's positioning there. We definitely have to question our defending from set pieces. It was like I got transported to 2008 and was watching Rory Delap at Britannia again. Well, I say again, I was 3 years old, but you know what I mean. It's just... It's like I say, I understand... Actually, no, I don't. In hindsight, and I know it's in hindsight, why did he not take off our starting players earlier? Because PSG, apart from, I think it was Vitinha, they rested the other 10 of their players, including Donnarumma. Yeah? They're going to be fit and firing for tomorrow. Yeah? We all know that. They're going to be fit and firing for tomorrow. We fucking won't be. We really won't be. Because we've got the majority of our important players put in another 90 minutes in a game that they lost anyway. But not even counting the psychological burning. I'm just the burden. I'm just thinking about fatigue here.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is.
What I'm thinking, I agree with the starting 11, but why are you not making subs so early? Why is Nwaneri getting 6 minutes, 1 minute every fucking week now? What has he done to you, genuinely? But I don't know if you want to say anything about the game. It was just, even in isolation, it was a shit performance, shit result. And we're dragged right into the top 5 race.
I think you should definitely worry about this game because I can't lie, Arsenal are in a top 5 race. I don't think Arsenal fans want to hear it, but they are in a top 5 race now. Because
I think we're 7 points clear of 6th. But we've got Liverpool at Anfield, and then we've got Newcastle at home. And Southampton on the final day. Who knows what could happen there? So we put ourselves in a perilous position here.
Yeah, you'll beat Southampton away. But being 6 points off what, 6th place?
I wouldn't put any money on that at this rate.
Because the thing is, if you lose that Champions League position, Arsenal, bro, I can't lie, that should be the sack to this manager for once and for all. I can't lie. If you do end up losing this top 5 battle somehow, some way, it should be the end of Arteta right on the dot. Like, there's no more turning back or excuses whatsoever, because he's had injuries.
I think. Okay.
Sorry, go on.
No. Carry on.
No, I'm done, bro.
I'll let you carry on.
I'm done.
Okay. No, I think Chelsea, they've got the hardest running. I know they beat Liverpool, which we'll get on to, but I think they've got Newcastle and Nottingham Forest, if I'm not wrong. Prime may be able to correct me there. But like 3 of these teams are definitely going to drop points. So I think that will secure us in the top 5 position. And if you want to talk to me about how we plan for next season and whatnot, number one, the manager's going to be here. Because barring a major collapse where no result goes our way whatsoever across the next 3 game weeks, we're in the top 5. Top 5 equals Champions League. Champions League equals money and revenue.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't the owners be happy about that? I mean, I don't even blame the owners per se, because at the end of the day, it's a business to them. And sacking Arteta would be a terrible business decision. Like, think about it. It would genuinely be a terrible business. So I'm getting a call at the minute. But it would be a terrible business decision because he's providing them what they hire them for. You know. So I'll let you carry on. But all I'm saying is Arteta's job is going to be safe regardless of what happens tomorrow night, and unless a major collapse means we finish outside the top 5, his job is really secure. And even though City will equal us on domestic trophies, even though Liverpool will have won the league, even though Newcastle would have won a trophy more recently than us, even though I'll have to support United in a Europa League final to stop Spurs winning it, Arteta is still going to be here, unfortunately.
Imagine, bro, you had to support us to win that European trophy, wouldn't you? And a lot of Arsenal fans would want United to win as well, because imagine, like, okay, there'll be some fans who want Spurs to win purely because they'll consider United as the biggest rivals, not Tottenham. Some don't even consider Tottenham as a rival. Some don't think Tottenham's irrelevant because they don't win anything, right? it's just a local rivalry, but it's just the way the fans like to hype it nowadays. Oh, North London forever and all that bullshit. That's why it is now a massive derby.
It's what thing is with Spurs. Yeah, there's loads of history there, and obviously on match day I want to fucking beat them. And if they are doing well, I'm going to be upset. But it's like you said, prior to potentially this season, they never won anything either. I mean, neither have we for the most part, but neither did they. Like Chelsea are the London club I hate the most because they win the fucking trophies that I want Arsenal to win. I hate Manchester United, not only because of your fan base. I know that's ironic, but both of our fan bases are tapped. But not just your fan base, but the fact that you were so successful. Luckily, I didn't start watching football until 2014, so for the majority of my life, United have been below standard. But still, I still can't stand you guys. And I'm going to have to support Spurs in order to stop you winning a trophy this season. That's not going to happen. What that? Is this Arteta in phase 6, is it? I mean, Christ above. And all the transfer PR is coming out already, Akavin. All the transfer PR. We've got Gittins from Dortmund. Howson is on our radar. Rodrigo's on our radar. Obviously, Saliba is angling towards Real Madrid. Zubimendi still on the back burner. It's just, mate, this summer's going to be such a drag, especially if we don't win this Champions League, which in the likelihood we bloody won't. So.
The Premier League market, right? The transfer market in the Premier League is so overrated because now you're being linked with players who perform for clubs that are not, that are not great. Like for example, I can't really speak for. I can't really speak much as a United fan based off of this season, right? But let's just be honest with you. Just in general, right? Going from Bournemouth to United is a step up. And if you don't perform at a bigger club, then you just all of a sudden look bad. Because fair enough to Michael Olise, he performed well at Bayern Munich, right? Fair enough, right? But there's been cases where, look at Nathaniel Klein, went from Southampton to Liverpool, didn't perform. There's been cases of, you have to enlighten me here. There's been a lot of transfers from smaller clubs to bigger clubs that have not worked out in the Prem because of overhyped in 1 year.
That haven't worked out. Yeah, I'm sure there's Ricky Lambert, Luke Shaw. You could argue. I think he's been pretty decent for you guys, but obviously he's been injured a lot of the time. So,
but the injury prone thing is, it's just been a joke.
Yeah, and you look at Chelsea with the likes of Cucurella and Caicedo. Granted, they perform well for Chelsea, but as of the 6th of May 2025, they haven't won anything yet. I know they're going to win the Conference League, but to what extent can you consider them successful if they haven't won anything? And I know this is ironic coming from an Arsenal fan, but at the end of the day, I'm following the same logic for Arsenal as I do for any other club. So by that metric, surely they haven't been great signings. But I understand the flaws in that. For example, Hazard's won the Champions League with Real Madrid. Was he a good signing for Real Madrid? Absolutely not. So there's obviously nuance to it, but from a surface level perspective, I think you can take a lot from that.
No, I hear. I mean, it just tells you that sometimes it's just too much pressure in the Prem because the expectation, the fans, and whatnot. Yeah, but like I said, it's just like I said, and I will continue to say the Premier League market right now, like when you're buying players in the Premier League, when you're overhyping players that perform well for clubs that are not at a top club. Yeah, for example, people are gonna see we'll see how Kirkes plays next year. We will see how Aitnuri plays next year. We will see how Robinson plays. Say they all do move, and I know I'm just naming left backs, Hulson, or House or whatever. Yeah, Morgan Gibbs White. Some of these players, how they do it in a big club when they do make their moves, because all I'm hearing is, oh, Morgan Gibbs White's in Man City. But I'm seeing some City fans saying they don't want him, because apparently he's their replacement. Sorry?
Going from De Bruyne to Gibbs White is going to be a bit of a culture shock, isn't it? So
it is.
I don't blame City fans there.
And I completely understand them. Like, it's like you're not really buying a proper replacement. You need to go buy a Florian Wirtz. or Jamal Musiala. Try and attack that market that where you bought Kevin De Bruyne from, Germany. Go bring a player from the Bundesliga in. It will work so well for I think Pep's system. Because I think Pep coached there, so you understand how the Bundesliga is all about and what it's all like. But anyways, back to the Champions League, yeah. But this is what I'm trying to say. Like, you guys, you need to win against what do you call it, Newcastle next weekend. You're playing Liverpool first, then you're playing Newcastle as your final home game of the season, right?
Liverpool then Newcastle, yeah.
Liverpool away.
You're correct, sir.
Liverpool going to want to prove they're going to prove a point. So yeah, I think.
Sorry about any background noise,
okay.
lads.
No worries about it.
But Liverpool, I have told you before, I think there's a chance we do win at Anfield, purely because the pressure will be off after we've been knocked out. And Liverpool have already won the league, so they won't be 100%.
Yeah,
but that doesn't change anything, because we've already gifted them the league anyway. So,
yeah. But I think Liverpool are going to want to, make a statement to Arsenal saying that you were never in the title race. Maybe
we weren't.
No, I understand it, but like you were never in it. Like it's like a statement like that because I understand Liverpool won the league. They don't want they don't need to like what you call. They don't need to play their players. They don't need to play their best players. But when we're looking at just the season as a whole, yeah.
Rasterstock's comment.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, he should. He should have been gone a long time.
But he won't. As I said earlier, he won't. But carry on.
I think he should have been sacked since Villarreal, bro. I'll be honest with you.
He should have been sacked after losing at home to fucking Burnley, mate.
He should have been sacked since he brought Aubameyang for fucking Willian. That's what I think. That's he should have been sacked, bro.
Don't talk to me about Willian, man. Honestly. Oh my God.
That was genuinely embarrassing, honestly, from Arsenal. From Arsenal that day. It should have been the United Arsenal Europa League final, bro. Genuinely should have been the United Arsenal Europa League final.
I know, I would have loved to have beaten you guys 11-10 on penalties, but unfortunately that never got to happen. So
that I don't know what would have happened at that time, honestly.
Wow. We were unbeaten against you in the league, so you never know.
I hear it, but like I said, being beaten in the league is not the same. Tottenham are beaten against us in the league this year. If we can beat them in the Europa League final when it matters most, we'll take it. Well, if we can get through 90 minutes this week and see if we can get there.
Kevin, you're through, man. What is this gimmick? You've got no worries, mate. You're through.
I literally saw United concede 4 goals against 10 men Lyon, so I'm still not 100%. We literally conceded.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
We conceded 4 goals to Lyon at Old Trafford, so I'm not gonna. Okay, if we go 2-0 up, right? Let's say. But yeah, it was unbelievable. Hey, shout out my guy Jesse every single time, bro. Yeah, I know, bro. Trust me. Me and Justin did a rant earlier on stream. Actually, we actually did a rant on just straight after the game. We went live, so big up to you, man. And I actually shouted you out. I actually thought if you were free, I'd be able to get you on. But listen, you need to get some rest. I know you were at the game. I know it was a bit like, I know we shit the bed, but listen, we're gonna bounce back in game 2, and we are gonna get through to the conference finals, hopefully. But sorry, yeah, I know, bro. You were watching my stream. Big up to you, man. I hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. I know it's afternoon there in Boston, so much love, bro. But back to what Arsenal were. It just tells you how many shameful decisions, shameful seasons, or how much Arteta's gotten away with at Arsenal, in my opinion, at least. I know there'll be Arsenal fans be like, "What are you talking about? He's gotten us to second. Second is not a trophy."
He's got us to second.
Yeah, well, it's not a trophy. That's how some Arsenal fans are like, right? So it just tells you that you need to seriously consider to stop talking about second is a trophy, second is great success. when it's not, because you always, your fans always talk about how we bridged the gap to Man City. You didn't bridge the gap to Man City, man. They never saw it as a
We
gap.
closed the gap. We didn't bridge it.
No, but that's what some fans were saying. We bridged the gap or something like that. That's how they were saying it.
Yeah, but we didn't bridge it enough, and that's the problem. And we're never going to bridge it. Bear in mind, this manager is fucking bossling second place to Pep as well. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, and
this manager is bossling second place to Pep Guardiola as well.
Bro, you know what's so funny? Arsenal, as Man City have more wins than you guys and are behind you by 3 points.
This is the best Arsenal team in 21 years, I've been told.
I'm not even bantering it because I don't. Yeah. I want you guys
keep believing that, lads.
I want you guys to finish above Man City because I can't stand Man City, right? I don't want to make Champions League football, but they are going to make Champions League football because other clubs have gifted them the fucking lifeline now. Imagine they go winning the Champions League next year now because of this. Imagine Forest, Chelsea, Newcastle. What'd you call fucking what's the other team again? Aston Villa. All bottled it to Man City, and Man City end up going with the Champions League next year. Fuck the Prem, man. Just tells you how unserious it is. Genuinely, just tells you how unserious the Premier League is. All they care about is European football, race to Europe, and all that bollocks. But next year, I'm expecting it's gonna be a one-sided title race next year again. I think Liverpool are gonna go back to back. Disclaimer right here.
I think City will bounce back and win it yet again. It's like I say, you know, I'm big on my football history. Yeah, Liverpool had the 70s and 80s. United had the 90s and 2000s. City are going to have the 2010s and 2020s. Oh, that's how I feel. They're going to be the consistent footballing behemoth that we all fear for the next decade. And then when Pep leaves, and if they don't get their right replacement, someone else will come in. And don't know how they're going to do, but they might not deliver, and it'll be time for someone else to dominate.
Apparently, KDB.
That's how I see it.
Apparently, KDB might stay at Man City now. Apparently.
Well, he's made it publicly known that he's not happy with the decision, hasn't he? And I think I saw him linked to Inter Milan, funnily enough. Which I would love to see. I would love to see that.
I don't see him going to Inter. I don't see him going to a European club at this rate. I think he goes. Do you know? I would like to see Ronaldo and KDB link up. That would be such a good. I would love it if he goes to play with Ronaldo in the Saudi league. That'd be a good link up because I know he's said many times that he wants to play with Ronaldo. He said it plenty of times that he wants to link up with Ronaldo. So this will be the perfect.
He also said he's a Liverpool fan.
He is a Liverpool fan still.
Michael Owen is sizable.
I think he made that publicly. I think he made it public as well that he was a Liverpool fan. I think
when he was a kid, he got asked during a training session at Genk, and he was like, "Yeah, I love Liverpool and I love Michael Owen." So, and yet he's stopped Liverpool from winning about 3 Premier League titles in his Premier League career. So, can't trust people like him.
Neymar was a Barca fan. Real Madrid fan.
No, this is it. This is what all players say. Because whenever someone joins Arsenal, it's like, "Oh, I've always loved Arsenal from when I was a kid." Thierry Henry. No, you didn't, mate. Come on, it's just because we offered you enough money to sign the contract.
One thing I can tell you is though that Cole Palmer is a United fan, confirmed.
Who else was? Okay, never mind. There's some other footballers a United fan, but I can't remember who he is.
I think Phil Foden was a United fan growing up as well. I think.
I'm not so sure about that. He used to be the ball boy at Manchester City, so okay, I think he might have been faithful, unlike to his missus. But I'm just saying.
Wild. That is wild.
Don't you remember the Icelandic girls?
Oh yeah.
The same summer, he dyed his hair white, thinking it was Paul Gascoigne, only to do fuck all the entire tournament. Yep. So I don't like that guy as a footballer. Obviously, I'm sure as a person he's a good lad.
But... I hear it. But, anyways, we can talk about Arsenal. Then we'll give our score. played.
Do we have to talk about Arsenal? Well, I mean, if you want me to preview the PSG game, I mean,
Yeah,
I've already talked about our fatigue compared to theirs. Like I
sorry.
said, only Vitinha played at the weekend.
Score predictions for score predictions for the Inter Barca game.
I said earlier, I don't know where it's going to go. I could not give you a prediction. All I think is going to happen is that it will be settled by a penalty shootout. Because I think both sides are a lot closer to each other than the average football fan seems to take account for.
If you had to lean towards a team, who would you lean towards?
You know what? I'll go Inter. Second leg at the San Siro. Let's not forget they could have easily won 4-3 at the Nou Camp. I think Mkhitaryan was like a kneecap offside. So
I think it'll be 2-1 Inter. I think Inter with the home crowd backing them today. I think Inter will go through. I know I like to say home crowd backing teams always, and I know that term is overrated because sometimes that's not always the case, but still, the Inter crowd is going to be hostile. So it is going to be a hostile atmosphere today, I would say. So yeah, Inter 2.
It's going to be good. It's going to be very good.
It's going to be good. Games literally starts in like 45 minutes, so we have to get through these games.
Yeah, 47 minutes.
PSG Arsenal. Quick review on this. A quick preview on this one.
Oh well, obviously PSG lost at the weekend, but as I keep reiterating, they only played Vitinha. They even rested Donnarumma, so they're going to be all guns blazing. Mikel Arteta, on the other hand, decided to play a near full strength 11 and not rest his main players until the 87th minute. And some of them for the entire game. So preparation is far from ideal from an Arsenal perspective and is ideal from a PSG perspective. One thing I will say is it is only 1-0. It is only 1-0. I told you last stream, ever since we won the FA Cup in 2020, we have scored 1 goal out of 7 semi-finals. And that was a Nicolas Pepe penalty. That was very, very dubious. So, going by that logic, we shouldn't be able to score at all. But
who was it against again? Who was it against that penalty?
Nicolas Pepe penalty. He's now balling out at Villarreal, by the way.
Who was it against?
Villarreal.
Oh, right. Villarreal, yeah.
The 2-1 loss, yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't scored in the semi-final since. But like I say, Akavin, at the end of the day, it is only 1-0. Our objective is very clear. I think Arsene Wenger said with PSG, there's a bit of a mental block as to do you go for it or do you sit back? Whereas with Arsenal, the goal is clear from the start. We need to score first and we need to score ASAP and we need to eventually win by 2 clear goals. So we've got I don't know, man. I don't know if you want me to give a prediction this early before you speak, but all I'm saying is it's not over. It's not over. And you know how pessimistic I am as an Arsenal.
Back your team.
But I do back my team. And if you want me to give a prediction, feel free to clip it. But I do have faith in the players to take that next step to Munich. I think I told you last stream, actually, I think Marino will score in the 87th minute to win 2-1 after 90 minutes, and then we'll win on penalties. Please, come on. I need to see my club in the Champions League final. Last time we were in the Champions League final, I was 1 year old. Come on.
Hate to break your heart. I'm going 3-1 PSG.
Agastia, come on. We're not bringing personal family members into this conversation. Come on now. Oh, and I hope you are turning up for the Friday stream, pal.
Oh, yeah. If United do get through to the final, I reckon it'll be a slightly happier stream.
Yeah, it depends on my mood as well.
I say slightly happy because it is what it is. Like we've not had a great season. So, by the way, PY, who do you support, man? I've been wanting to ask you because I know you've been in my chat lately. Yeah? Who do you support as football? Because you mentioned PSG, you mentioned Arsenal, right? But who do you actually support in football in general? Because I've never asked you that question. I know you're a Celtics fan in basketball, but I don't know if I know which football team you support, bro. But anyways, you can back your team. Fair enough. I have no issue.
can, and I have faith in us to turn it around.
Of course you can, and trust me, I was like that when we faced PSG last time as well with Mbappe and Neymar. I said 3-1 United. I put my neck on the line and said 3-1. I said 3-1 United, and we went through. I was one of the It's one of the happiest days. Well, I wouldn't say it was the best day because it's one of the best. It was one of the happiest days, like post Sir Alex, like in terms of like just the pure results.
Fair enough.
I was gassed. Like,
Football is made by those moments, anyway.
100% it is.
We can talk about trophies as much as we want, but I don't want to sound too much like Arteta, but the journey does, the journey does bring out the best parts in your memories as a football fan.
It's all about the journey, guys. It's all about the journey.
It's all about the journey, guys. Don't forget the light bulb, guys. Nah, man. No, but it's true. At the end of the day, as a football fan, your journey through supporting your club, you're going to remember those moments, aren't you? Regardless of where it leads to. So I'm always going to remember the Real Madrid games this season.
Oh, yeah,
and even if we don't win the Champions League, they're still going to be held dear in my heart,
You know what's funny, yeah? How do you call it? That. So, what was I saying? That. Crap. I forgot what I was going to say.
Take your time, man.
I think it was one of the games that you guys played. But yeah, like I said, always back your team to the end. You just never know what could happen.
It's like I've heard a few Arsenal fans say like they were there at Anfield in 1989. No one would have predicted Arsenal to win by 2 clear goals. Guess what? We did. So a 1-0 beat in the first leg is nothing compared to that. So why can't we go through?
And you picked Liverpool to the league as well, right? That time.
Yeah. We needed to win by 2 clear goals to win the league. That game got rescheduled because of Hillsborough. And man, I only hope we get a day like that again. But at the moment, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
But yeah, like I said, like it's going to be interesting because this week is going to be like hopefully drama in Champions League as always because you just never know what results could happen. You just never know what could actually happen because, like I said, it is the Champions League. It is the best competition in world football, and I know you remember that Real Madrid game as always, but wait, I remember now. Didn't Mikel Arteta say you were gonna you need to put your shin pads on and your socks on and go?
I didn't even touch on the atmosphere last stream, but that was a fucking shambles. That atmosphere was absolutely terrible. You saw that tifo?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you just now about the tifo. I want to know your thoughts. Like, I know you seem pissed off at that. Like Ashburn Army, man, you need to fucking hold that. I can't lie.
Ashburton wankers, more like what the hell was that all about? No, because there was the fan base, the Arsenal fan base, raised about 5k for the Ashburton Army to create some tifos and propose them to the club. Now they were fucking shit. Like it said, it's La Casa de la Miquel. Yeah, and there were like AI pictures. And it looked terrible, but it still would have been better than what we ended up with. You know what? Our club motto is Victoria Concordia Crescit, right? Victory grows out of harmony in Latin. Tottenham do today is to do. Liverpool do you'll never walk alone. Why couldn't we just use a few plastic bags and use that? Why were we so up for the Real Madrid game and then against PSG it's the same old complacency? From the fan base to the players to the manager to whatnot.
How would you describe that tifo? What did it look like?
What did it look like, Akavin? I can get you a picture up right now if you want, and show it on screen. Have you not seen this tifo?
What do you compare that tifo to? Some people are saying like a shower cover or something.
What do I compare it to? I was going to say something bad. Never mind.
Go on, I don't care.
No, man. No, I care. That's the problem. Well, I'm trying to get a picture of it now.
You can leave it in the private chat if you want. Honestly.
No, here's what it looked like for those who can't remember.
It looks like a fucking shower. How do you call it? The
It looks like some toilet tissue that you take out, and it's a bit red because you wiped your ass too hard. That's what it looks like, and that's what and that's what our fucking performance was like, Akevin. Why?
you
Why
know,
in a Champions League semi-final we still managed to banter ourselves? What is this, man?
our our Tifo last week was not bad. Our Tifo against Leon was not bad. You know, I can't lie. It was not bad against Leon.
Well, I didn't see the tifo. I only logged in. I only started watching when you started playing.
I don't think they would have cared about the Tifo had you won the game. I don't think they would have cared about. I think the Tifo has overshadowed the defeat really.
Akevin, I said at the time. I said as soon as I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And the fact that it was sunny as well. Because if you remember when we played you guys in the Champions League semi-final back in 2009, it was that same weather, that exact same weather. Guess what happened in that game? We conceded after 5 minutes. What happened in this game? We conceded after 5 minutes. Hey, that was a terrible omen that came through. But carry on with what you were saying.
No, I was just saying, yeah. It's just more like the Tifos overshadowed the result as well, because if you would have won that game, nobody would have cared about how the Tifo looked like. Genuinely, that's how I saw it as, because the Tifo is not something that you expect to. Well, it was your first time trying out the Tifo, wasn't it? So I don't think Arsenal fans
Never
should be
again.
too upset about the Tifo. It should be upset more the result. But like I said, the Tifo has overshadowed a bit of the result. So you need to. But going to PSG is gonna be hella tough. Their atmosphere is insane. Because as a United fan, as much as we're shit, yeah, as much as we're a bad club, I can tell you firsthand that PSG atmosphere is gonna be something else. I saw it back in 2019, and I know how it's like.
And 20. Oh no.
You've been there, but I don't remember. It was it in front of it was in front of fans. My bad. Yeah, but then you drew the game, didn't you? Or you lost it?
Yeah, we conceded after a minute. And then Ospina had the game of his life, and Alexis Sanchez rescued a point for us. But
David Ospina, man.
1-1 draw isn't going to hack it, mate. We need to win, and we need to win by 2 clear goals. If not that, then 3 penalties.
You do.
And I think we can. And hand to my heart, I think we will. And I fucking hope we do. But at the end of the day, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a really tough ask.
This is crazy.
Gas you, man. Go on.
Appreciate it, Rasta. Appreciate it, bro. And to go back to your earlier comment, 100%, bro. 100%. Just shout out whenever you.
I would love that, Rasta.
Or if you wanna hop on the channel on Friday, I don't mind, bro. I know Premier League's irrelevant now, but we can just do like a general football show.
Well, we'll know what the European finals are, and we can preview that. An early preview of those.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. But yeah, like I said, shout out to you, Rasta, and much love to you, man. Hopefully, I will see you on Thursday for the Bilbao show. Listen, it's our biggest game of the season, pretty much. So we do have to get over in that 90 minutes and see what happens. Hopefully, no injuries, no suspensions, and yeah, we should be able to final without any issues. I hope so. But to the Europa League now, the least exciting league. Well, for most, but for me as well, because I want to get through it. I want to win it and get out of this Europa League. But anyways, what are your thoughts on the Spurs Bilbao? Spurs versus Bodo Glimt.
Thoughts on Spurs Bodo Glimt. We all know that Spurs can Spurs it up, so to speak. Yet again, I am an Arsenal fan, and we do that a lot as well. But it's quintessentially Spurs. Norway, it's tough. I think they've only lost once or twice there in European competition, and I think one of them was against you guys. Yeah. So They've had some magnificent results down the years at that place. I remember when they beat Roma 6-1 against Jose Mourinho's Roma, no less. So they're perfectly capable of turning it around, but I do think we will see an All-English Europa League final. And I think Spurs will escape Norway with a 2-1 defeat, which would be 4-3 on aggregate.
I'm going to go with... Do you know what? I would love to play Tottenham in the final and beat them. Like, genuine.
You don't like Spurs, do you?
No.
Why not?
I don't... It's not that I don't like Spurs. I don't want the way people overrate Tottenham.
Oh, fair enough.
As a big club, it just pisses me off, bro. They put United and Spurs in the same bracket. I'm like, fuck off. We win trophies. They don't. So, that's why
in terms of the league season, I don't know. But
Sorry?
In terms of the league campaign, I think they might have a point there, but I know what you mean with the club status.
But even in the league, bro, Spurs have done jack shit in the Premier League, bro. Leicester City have a bigger Premier League legacy than Tottenham. Let's just be honest. So I would love nothing more than just to fucking finish Spurs off and just get out of this Europa League with something, man. Because this year, yeah, like I said, it's just been the worst season of my life. And I would love nothing more than to get out of it with the trophy.
If you do win the Europa League, would it still be the worst season of your life?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You'd go that far? Okay. If you do win the Europa League,
get off there.
Okay. I'll let you carry on. Sorry.
No worries, bro. So once Josh does get back, I will say this. Yeah, like, I'm not saying that Spurs are a team that.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. But your screen's frozen. Now you're back. Now you're good.
Hello, Akavin, are you okay? I'll go on my phone in case we're lagging.
Yeah, no worries. So as Josh is doing that, make sure you guys are hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel as always. It helps out with the channel, helps out with the algorithm. We're one sub away from 225 people. Like I said, I'm still stuck on 225. It's 224, sorry.
Oh.
Getting me to 225. 230 would be would be a nice goal to reach by the end of the week. But I think by the end of May, I would love to get to 250. So if you guys could just continue subscribing to the channel and showing your support as always, that would be nice. It's nice to see some new faces and it's nice to see some new people in the chat as always. So much love to whoever is coming into the channel, and much love to everyone that's showing the support as always. But like I said, the end goal is to get to 250 subs by the end of May. So if you could continue subscribing and liking the video, that would be nice. Remember, they have a plastic pitch. Who are you talking about though? Are you talking about Bodo Glimt? Okay, maybe it might be. It might be an advantage for them, but then again, I still think Tottenham will be a bit too strong for Bodo. So I think Tottenham will go to the final. I don't want a United Bodo Glimt final purely on the basis of because I just don't see. I don't see why it would be entertaining for like neutral purposes. Because if United do because if United win that game, right, it'll just be like, oh, hey, United won the Europa League final against Bodo Glimt. If Bodo Glimt win it, the whole world would be like, oh, Bodo Glimt beat United. But then for entertainment purposes, right, just for if you had to pick a team to get to the final, just if you're a neutral fan, right, it'd be Tottenham and United winning.
I'd rather Bilbao versus Bodo Glimt, to be fair.
Fair enough.
You can understand my reasonings why.
No, I understand, of course. I understand, of course. What happens if Spurs win the UCL? Arsenal lose the Champions League final. Then
you know what, Gus? You won't see me for a good couple of years. That's what. Because that could happen. That could easily happen, and I will not be there. Honestly, Akavin, I might have to take a mini break from this channel if that does happen, because I would be the biggest Debbie Downer you've ever known.
Liverpool have equaled United on league titles. I'm still here.
Yeah, but the difference is, Akavin, you are arguably the most successful team in England and arguably the biggest team in
I
England.
understand it, and trust me, I'm going to contradict myself here, yeah. But it's not the Champions League that Spurs would have won, so it's not something that you should be ashamed of. So
Akevin, at the end of the day, Spurs win a trophy, Arsenal win nothing. Terrible season. That's it. But like I say, like you asked me, who would I rather want to win that final? Spurs or United? It's as Gary Neville said on Sky Sports all those years ago. It's like a choice between two fellas to nick your wife. It's just
two blokes.
you could put them both in a hat, rustle them around, pick one out, and it would still be a shit decision either time. So yes, Josh Eads will not be happy, Jack. And I don't know what the Josh Eads thing's all about, but thank you anyway. Cheers, man.
But anyways, like I said, back to the Europa League. Yeah. On Thursday, it is. We have 90 minutes to get through this game, and I know people will be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I literally saw United bottle a 2-goal lead to Lyon with 10 men at Old Trafford. So nothing is
And still
over.
won.
And nothing is over. Yeah, but you already know what it's like. Nothing is over till it's over, people. Nothing is over till it's over. So get through on Thursday, 90 minutes, don't concede. Just, you know what, if you come away with the draw, just don't lose a game. I want to go undefeated to the final. I want to be the only team undefeated in Europe this year. And we are still the only team undefeated in Europe this year as well, because Chelsea have already lost in the quarterfinals to. Chelsea have already lost in the quarterfinals, so we're now the only team undefeated in Europe right now. So I want to get through on Thursday without losing. Just avoid injuries, avoid suspension. Last week was a complete, you know what? I was very, very surprised with the way we played. I thought we played very, very well. We smoked Bilbao in their own gaff. So I'd love nothing more than just to get through to the final with ease. Nothing too shabby. Just get through it without suspensions, without any injuries. De Ligt's already gone down with an injury on the weekend, which I'm really upset with Ruben for. I don't know why you're starting him in a game that doesn't matter. Yet again, you've done this to Joshua Zirkzee. He's now got injured in a game which didn't matter, right? You played Matthias de Ligt, who's just come back, and now he's got injured again. So I don't think he'll be for Thursday. He's not going to play on Thursday now because he's now injured. So playing these players, it's only going to cost them. You bring him off the bench. You don't start him. I don't see a reason why you should have started him in the first place. So now you've kind of ruined Matthias de Ligt's season. I think he's done for the season. I think he's out for the season, bro. I don't think he's going to be back for the Europa League final if you do make it.
Fair enough. It's the same thing with Arteta and all these hamstring injuries and all the surgeries that our players need.
Poor rotation from Ruben Amorim. I'm sorry, you want to say about Arteta?
No. What you're complaining about with Amorim is the same problem one of the many problems I complain about with Arteta as well. The frequency of injuries. Like the amount of hamstring injuries our players have got this season alone, let alone in the previous 4 that he's had, have been incredible. It's no coincidence. The amount of surgeries our players need or have needed in the past, it's unsustainable. It genuinely is. And I completely understand your frustrations there. But I'll let you carry on with the preview.
No, it's just, you're right. It's just I don't understand the reluctance of some managers to rotate when needs be. Because it's gonna cost a player a season, man. It just really upsets me to the ends of the earth, because I just don't get, someone who's just coming back from an injury, you're already rushing him back into a game that does not fucking matter. So this Brentford game was just a bit of an experience of the young players. I thought that they didn't do too bad. Harry Ahmad's had an okay game. I thought Ahmad coming back, he looks sharp, he looks good. So I want to see Ahmad play on Thursday. I want to see Kobbie Mainoo. I like Kobbie. Kobbie's been played in the wrong position. He's being misprofiled. I'd like to see him at left 10. Bruno didn't play, so hopefully he's rested for Thursday. He's well rested for Thursday.
Did he not come off the bench?
No, he didn't. He's completely sat on the bench that game. He didn't even come off the bench. Mason Mount played.
Okay.
By the way, that Mason Mount goal, right, is his second goal ever for United, yeah? And all of his goals have come from the exact same place, exact same ground. So exact same team, exact same ground.
Fair
Brentford.
play.
And he scored the first goal of both games. I just clocked this. So, yeah, if it wasn't for Luke Shaw, we draw that game. That's how far we've fallen. That's genuinely how far we've fallen. We're now blaming a Luke Shaw own goal for a draw against Brentford.
If you do win the Europa League, Akavin, do you forgive this season at all? Does it paper over the cracks?
Not one bit, man. Liverpool won the Premier League. City about to win the FA Cup in their worst season ever in the Premier League since Pep took over. Might I add? Who else? Newcastle won a trophy. I'm not upset about Newcastle winning a trophy. I'm more upset at the fact that Newcastle didn't take long under their new ownership to win a trophy. It's been 3 years.
No coincidence.
No coincidence, yeah. Newcastle are ahead of us in the table. Who else?
Pretty much everyone.
Who else am I missing? Let's say Arsenal do win the Champions League as well.
But we've had that debate earlier. It doesn't affect United in any way,
It doesn't affect us, but the fact that all our rivals are doing stuff that in the season, and we're sat all the way in the bottom half of the table with potentially the Europa League.
Fair enough.
It's embarrassing. It's genuinely embarrassing. This is the worst year ever. This year and the David Moyes year, definitely definitely the worst. Because the David Moyes year we
21-22 honourable shout.
The David Moyes year we won the Community Shield, right? And I know it's just a Community Shield, but we won it with Fergie's team. So it kind of gave me because that team was still Fergie's team, even though David Moyes was the manager. So I still have a bit how would you say it? I don't think it was I think that year so far has been the worst year ever as a United fan, because last year we won the FA Cup. Last year okay, you know what? Finishing 8th and winning the FA Cup is better than finishing 7th and winning nothing. Fair enough. Fine, I'll take that. But this year, unacceptable, inexcusable, genuinely inexcusable. So yeah.
For those who don't know, kickoff between Inter and Barcelona is in 20 minutes, so we won't keep you for too long. Don't worry.
It's funny.
Oh. Hey, Gassia, come on. I was avoiding the Bajaj and Yahoo slur. You may have just forced my hand. Anyway, moving on. Moving on.
But anyways, score prediction for the United game, like I said, Thursday. All I asked for, get through that game without injuries, without suspensions.
2-0 Bilbao.
That would scare the life out of me if it went 2-0.
And then they get awarded a penalty in the 95th minute. What's going to happen? Hopefully.
Oh man, I don't know, man. they probably scored at centre extra time, to be honest.
I don't know. Onana might come up trumps again, like he did against Copenhagen last year.
Like I said, I don't want to lose this game because I want to go to the final undefeated. I want to be the only team in Europe undefeated this year. So it would be nice if we could get out of the game without defeat, without injuries, without suspensions, and let's get to the final without worry, I guess. But listen, at the end of the day, all I want is United to win. And Thursday, 90 minutes, get through it, like I said, without issue. What's my score prediction? I don't know what to predict, to be honest. I don't think we'll win the game. I don't. But I think it'll be actually, you know what? 1-1 or 2-1 United. Fuck it, I'll back my team, even though I don't think it'll happen. 2-1 United, why not? Just throw it out there.
5-1 on aggregate, very convincing. You'll take it.
I'll take it 100% against a team that we expected to crumble against. So yeah, but I don't know if we'll still crumble, but we'll see what happens on Thursday. If we do crumble, sack everyone on the dot. Literally, if we lose this tie on Thursday, every player and every manager, and the manager should be sacked, including the coaching staff, the board. Everyone should be sacked. That is embarrassing if we do well on Thursday. We have to get through to the final without worry. But even then, I'm still gonna call everyone out at the end of the season, no matter what happens, win or lose. I'm still gonna be here calling everyone out. Yeah, the club and its dross of a fucking ownership. So yeah, I will be here to United. But let's quickly get through the other games as well. To Chelsea versus what do you call? Chelsea versus
Some Wi-Fi password.
Chelsea 2-1. Just get through.
Is that Stamford Bridge?
Yeah, Stamford Bridge. Yeah. They're already up
7-0 Chelsea.
They're already up 4-1. So yeah.
7-0 Chelsea.
On the other
It's
side,
a waste of a competition this year. Just Chelsea's all over.
we can talk a bit about that. We can talk a bit about that game. We can talk a bit about the Fiorentina versus Betis game, because that one is looking like a decent tie. Fiorentina going to this game 2-1 down, but they're going home now, so that's going to be a bit of an interesting game. I can't lie. It might still be. It might still be interesting.
Well, I think Betis do go through.
You think Betis go through?
Having said that, it would be poetic after 2 previous attempts for Fiorentina to, third time lucky, finally win the Conference League.
Come on, David De Gea, man. Come on, David De Gea, man. Please. I'm rooting for you.
You'd rather De Gea than Antony.
Yes. De Gea's a United legend, bro. He is. He's a legend. He's a legend of the club.
Fair enough.
Broken records, good records as keeper, and he's won the league title with us. So yeah, he's a legend. So David De Gea, I'm rooting for you, my G. Come on. But
fair enough.
I think it'll be 1-1 and Betis go to the final. Chelsea Betis final would be good. Antony versus Chelsea.
I think it'll be 2-2. Betis in the final.
Fair enough.
Antony hat-trick in the final, hopefully.
But yeah, let's quickly recap the weekend. Obviously, Palace Forest 1-1. Forest could potentially bottle Champions League.
We delayed the stream by a day for that game, and it was rather boring, in my opinion. What can I say? I mean, Nottingham Forest, any season where they qualify for Euro would be fantastic for the club. But having been third for so long, it will feel like a real sucker punch if they don't finish in the top 5. So they are shaking. Who did they lose to? Oh no, they lost to City in the FA Cup final. So they're a bit of a crisis of confidence at the minute.
What are you talking about?
Nottingham Forest. Yeah, Nottingham Forest. Yeah, and that could have been a potential FA Cup final, by the way.
Could have.
But,
I wanted to see a Forest Villa FA Cup final, man. I wanted to see it, and a complete opposite. Complete opposite, man.
Fair enough, but
come on, Palace.
Murillo with a deflected effort. Good penalty by Eze. After his penalty at the Etihad. No, was that at the Etihad? Who did he miss again? No, at St James's Park. After his penalty at St James's Park, I was not confident with him stepping up, but he buries it. So fair play to him. Any time Forest don't lose in the race for the top 5 finish, it will be crucial. Gather as many points on the board to hopefully be there by the end of the season. But they are still going to feel disappointed.
I can't lie though, bro. Palace are picking up a bit of form before the FA Cup final. It will be interesting to see what happens, because the FA Cup final is before the end of the season this year as well. So fair play to Palace.
Hopefully Palace do the job. Otherwise, City will equal us on major honours. So
But even then, you still have more league titles, so I don't think you should worry about that one yet. Because Liverpool
won't be for long, Akavin. Won't be for long. Give it 10 years.
We had more league titles than us, but we had more league titles than them, but they have more major honors than us. So yeah.
Exactly.
But sorry.
Yeah, and obviously Chelsea played Liverpool as well. I predicted Chelsea would win 3-1. and guess what? So
Chelsea won 3-1. Didn't I say 2-1 as well to Chelsea? I don't remember what I
I
said.
can't remember.
I think I said something along the lines of Liverpool, Chelsea 2-1 because Liverpool said they were going to play a rotated team that day or something. But yeah, Chelsea won the game. Good for them.
Crucial.
They need to get Europe, and they're tied on points with Newcastle and City as well. Sorry, go on.
But I think they're only 4 points behind us.
And Newcastle dropping points too. Newcastle.
Yes, I was there.
You were there.
They were awarded 3 penalties. Eventually, one didn't get overturned. Terrific, good penalty from Isak. Great goal from, I think it was Baleba or Minter.
Baleba.
I can't remember too well. Yeah, I think it was Minter. Cheers, Jack. Yeah, it was a decent game overall. Newcastle piled on the pressure in the second half and eventually got the point that they probably deserved. But, obviously I was still gutted as an Arsenal fan because we are dragged back into the top 5 race.
It's Minter, yeah.
Oh, cheers.
Sorry, go on.
No, that was it really. Not much else to say apart from, from 1-0 down to score a goal in the 88th minute to salvage a point. It's never a bad result when you're chasing European qualification.
Shout Isak. Moving on to other games. Leicester 2, Southampton 0. Jamie Vardy's 500 appearances looking likely, I guess, in 2 more games.
Was that his 199th goal for Leicester?
I'm not so sure.
I think it might have been. And
I need to get
hopefully he gets to 200 before the end of the season.
He can. I think he definitely can. It's 1 goal. I know Leicester don't score that many goals, but he definitely can. And let me have a look at who Leicester are playing in the final 2 games. Because obviously they've got some. Oh, they have Ipswich at home, so that could be one of those games where he could do it. And that's the game he breaks 500 as well. That's the game Leicester. That's the game he breaks 500. So we need to see if
he's surely scoring him back. He has to score him back.
It'd be funny if he comes off the bench and scores in the last minute to get his 200. That'd be funny. So yeah, Leicester still do have something to play for. I can't lie. Jamie Vardy himself does have something to play for. So yeah.
Fair play, mate. Fair play.
But yeah, good win for Leicester, I guess. 2-0 Southampton, not really much to talk about, but yeah, that's just Villa 1-0. Good win for Villa. I mean,
very good win for Villa.
It was a clutch win for Aston Villa. They needed that because obviously with their recent run of games, recent run of form, they're 4 points off Man City now with 3 games to go. So this is going to go down to the wire between 4 to 5 teams. Actually, it depends if Arsenal, what happens to Arsenal, but it's a 7-point gap between 2nd to 7th. It's crazy. And obviously, last but not least, I think we can go to City 1-0 against Wolves. I don't know if you watched that game, but
I didn't. I saw De Bruyne score, which is why I think he should stay in Europe. He still got it.
And now City are 3 points off Arsenal with 3 games to go, with more wins as well.
They're finishing second. I can't lie. They're finishing second.
Obviously, if they equal you on points, you're still ahead on goal difference, so that could still be a factor. It could go down to goal difference. Well, ask the Ashburn Army if they have a tifo up for the second place.
Oh yeah. They might create a little tifo as well about it, with a trophy with second place cards on it.
Race to second. Shows you how far the Prem's falling. And also, just a quick update before we close out. The United Chelsea game, they moved the time to 8:15 p.m. because obviously they had the Spurs game kick off at 7:30 p.m. UK. So that's why they moved the time, depending on the Europa League result. Obviously, I don't think it plays a factor because I think it depends if both teams get to the Europa League final. So yeah, but yeah, people, I am gonna close out here because obviously the Champions League game is in 8 minutes. Apologies for the delay at the streaming yet again. But Josh, thank you for coming on, bro. Let them know what you got coming up on your channel. If you do have any videos planned, like any shorts, videos up that you're uploading.
I have videos planned soon, but naturally it is exam season, so they're on the back burner. You know what Akavin said very earlier? He had to take a 30-minute nap. The reason why he had to do that is because he's so dedicated to this channel that he has to manage his time around everyone else that comes on this channel. Because he hosts people from all over the world. And the very least you could do to show your appreciation is to subscribe if you haven't already. Because this guy is pumping out content day in, day out for you guys.
Facts. I
At the worst times as well. Because I don't have the work rate he has. So subscribe to him at the very least. Follow him on his Twitter and whatnot.
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt you, bro. I just released
It's
a
fine.
short today as well. I'm gonna release my predictions for the Champions League games in literally in 5 minutes. So make sure you guys do tune in. Obviously, do check out the shorts. But yeah, continue what you're saying, bro. I just wanted to get that.
I guess he's had fun in chat, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm just getting it. I'm just getting through the chat quickly, man. The chat that I missed. Now, the chat loves you, bro. The chat loves you, man. The chat loves you, Josh. But yeah, big up, man. Big up to.
You are the personification of commitment to the cause. Garcia, he's acting like William Shakespeare again. He knows. So all you can do, lads, subscribe to Akavin, prove to him that he is good enough and whatnot.
Just one sub will do. I'm literally on 224. I just need to get to 225. That's it. Just one sub will do, people. One sub will do. 225 subs per AM today.
Come on, lads. Come on.
So it's not that difficult. AN Sport on YouTube, people. This one right here on YouTube. So people, like I said, much love to everyone for tuning in today. But we are gonna close out. This guy's. I'm not acting like Shakespeare. He acts like me.
We want to see you on Friday, Gus. I guess you.
Broski, you are better than Shakespeare. Genuinely, he's better than Shakespeare. But yeah, Champions League starts in like 6 minutes. I do have to get my predictions out, so I'm going to close out. Like, share, subscribe, people. We're out. Come on, United, don't fuck this up. Get to the final.
Arsenal, you better come back, you wankers.
Yeah. Take care, people. We are out. Places out, anything else out.